So this is my first watercolor painting piece. I have a couple pieces on Pinterest that I've been looking at. I think I might do this by Let's Make Art. So I'm gonna use this as a reference, and I'm just going to get started. So I'm starting by sketching the image with a colored pencil. I prefer using colored pencils over pencils to sketch my image because I don't like the traction that the graphite in a regular pencil leaves behind. So this is my first watercolor piece, like my first big watercolor piece. I did 3 practice pieces before this. If you want to check them out, they're going to be linked on the Instagram, which is @voidofthings. I'll put it on the screen for you guys. If you notice the calendar under the notebook that I'm doing my art piece in, that's just there to keep the paint from getting on my table, for my table from getting messy. I don't really want a messy table. Okay, so check this out. This is a cool brush where they come with a bunch of different separate tips, and you pull the thing down and you put it into the actual brush, and so you have one brush with a bunch of different tips. It's so cool. So here I am starting the bricks off with a brownish red color. I don't know that much about watercolors, so if you have any tips, let me know in the comments. So here I'm starting to add a large amount of different colors to the bricks to make the bricks different colors to vary them. For those who don't know, I have terrible drawing skills. I cannot draw anything, but I love to paint art. I just think it's very relaxing to paint. I love the way the brush feels in my hand, and I just feel like when you're painting, you're not really your drawing skills don't really stop you. They're not really an obstacle when you're painting. And I think I love this freedom, this creativity. It's just so relaxing, and I just love painting. I wouldn't call myself artistic, but I love creativity, and I love the idea of art. And I try and I love it and I enjoy it, especially painting. If you haven't seen already, this channel has a book review and discussion section, almost like a booktube kind of style. We cover a lot more genres though. It's not just young adult. We cover classic literature. We cover, of course, young adult, more kiddie style books if you have kids that you want like reviews on what the novel is, what it's about, content. We have more intellectual, more merit-worthy books, more lifestyle books. So it's not just young adult that we feature on this channel. I think reading is a lot about exploring, and I feel like allowing oneself to explore the different genres and the different types of books is definitely a must. And that is why our channel covers so many different genres, so many different types of books. Okay, so there was a little mess with the paint and it's getting everywhere, but decided not to waste it and I'm trying to make do with it. So right now I'm trying to use the messy paint and paint the base of the door. It's kind of messy, it's a little disastrous. For this artwork, I'm using both tube and pan watercolors. I'm going to skip forward here as I finish painting the base of this door. So now we're done with the door and I'm mixing a nicer brown to paint the pots with. So here I'm getting a lighter tone of blue and painting the lighter parts of the door onto it. It's blending in pretty well. So here I'm adding a sort of mid-tone blue to kind of dye down some of the highlights and the areas around it. So now I'm going to go in with my mid-green to lay the base for the plant, and I'm going to dab it with a soft brush to create kind of like a more leafy, free-flowing effect. I like to use about 3 tones of each color, so a light color for the highlights, a dark color for the shadows, and the mid-tone for the base. Here I'm using a darker green to add more depth to the plants. So here I'm going in with the lighter parts of the plant. So here I'm going to add more depth, more shadows to our door. I'll be honest with you, I love the extra time that I have for myself with quarantine. Before quarantine, I've always been busy either with schoolwork, with music practice, volleyball practice, or a bunch of the other activities that I do. And it's just really nice to have some time for ourselves and just to take a step back and just kind of relax. I kind of think that this time right now is so good for ourselves, for our health, to really see what's around us and to really reflect. I've always been so busy that it was so weird, like not having to do anything. And this allowed me to pursue all the other things that I enjoyed in life, such as painting and the people around me. And I just took more time to appreciate what was around me. I'm using the same technique that I used to paint the plant on this bush here. I'm starting with the medium color, then going in with the lights and the darks. I'm using dabs with the paintbrush to create a more leafy effect. So here I'm using a black to do the door hatch and the knob on the door. Or not really a knob, more like the door handle. So here I'm adding the red to the plant to make the berries, and then I'm also using white to add highlights and streaks to the door. My aunts are also here so you can see them in the background. So this is what it looks like right now. Please ignore my calendar in the back. So here I'm just adding shadows to our plant pots by the door. I'm gonna do that for both of them. Here I'm going in and adding a little flower onto my plant to give it more, I don't know, I like flowers, so that's pretty much it. I'm about to go in with a gel pen, so this is what it looks like in case the pen ruins it. So this is the final piece. I'm done with it. I don't know if it looks better with or without the pen, but my Instagram will probably see this first, so if you want heads up on videos and artworks, follow me on my Instagram. Oh wow, I took this photo on my phone. It looks like my phone might have a better camera than my camera.